Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, and I also wish you a Happy New Year. It's coming up in a couple of days. Anyway, hey, I wanted to share with you a few things that I got for Christmas that are fishing related, and I hope you all also got a lot of good fishing stuff. So we'll go through them one by one. Some of them I won't dwell on, the other ones I might talk about a little bit more. So thanks for tagging along, and let's see what I got. Fishing socks. I got fishing underwear too, but I'm wearing those so you don't get to see them. Alright, my daughter got me this sweet little some wall art, I guess. It'll go in my future lake house, but for right now it's in my basement. But pretty happy about it. Sweet looking. Kind of got that vintage feel to it. Alright, and similarly, my daughter's significant other got me another little piece of art there. Nice little scene of a boat dock sticking out into a lake. Kind of place I'd like to be. Thank you, Chandler. My youngest daughter got me a new Ole Miss hat. Not necessarily fishing related, but I'll be wearing it fishing, so there is that. Alright, another gift from my wife. This is a hook removal tool. I've never used one like this. Let me know down in the comments if you're familiar with using this kind. I think it's pretty straightforward. You just run that hook down your line down to the bend of the hook and grab it, and that kind of turns the hook around, and you can just shake the fish off or however that works. At least that's the way I see them doing it in the salt water. I got a feeling this might come in handy for fish when they're, you know, hooked deep in the throat. We shall see. Probably not going to give up my needle nose pliers though. Alright, let me know if you like or dislike these things. Alright, also from the missus, she got me a couple of these hookies devices, and I've been watching YouTube videos for how to use these. And the inventor of these, one of his demo videos is basically just using a clench knot, and I tried that, and I gotta be honest, I don't think it was any easier than me just tying it with my hand, which, you know, I kind of have the muscle memory to do that with. It does work. And he's also got a video to hook this to your belt loop so that you're able to keep tension on braid so you can tie that nasty FG knot. And I tried that and I still couldn't tie the darn thing, so I don't think I'm ever going to try to tie it again. But anyway, I think I can probably still figure out some ways to use these. They've also got nice little line cutters on the back of them, so after you finish your knot you can tidy up those tag ends. Let me know if you've used these before and if you like them. Alright, my wife also got me this little tackle storage box from a company called Groove Fishing, and I wasn't familiar with it, but I kind of liked what I saw when I opened it up a little bit. And stand by, let me take the packaging off here and I'll show you what it does. Okay, I got it out of the packaging, so let me lift the lid on that thing. Alright, got a nice sticker there. Anyway, it's got these little silicone doohickeys in there, and you can just take your hard baits and you just kind of position the treble hooks on either side there, and you just press the thing down into it and it holds them in place like that. And the thing that appeals to me about this is that I can go and pick and choose, you know, 2 or 3 of each type of bait that I think I might want to take on a given trip, like maybe a couple of square bills, maybe a couple of lipless, maybe a jerk bait or 2, and, you know, so on and so forth, and just kind of pop them in this thing, and it doesn't take up a lot of space, and just throw it in the Kayak Crate and we're good to go. And also when I'm done with them, after I cut them off, you know, if I change out lures, this really seems like a good way to put them away and give them a nice place to air dry. Again, leave a comment if you've ever used the products from this company, Groove, G-R-U-V. but I'm looking forward to using that. Alright, I also got a new measuring board, and this one is from Ketch, and you guys have probably seen these before. Really nice. I like the color on this one. I can, use it to signal if I need to. I don't know about that, but these things are pretty heavy. They're made out of machined aluminum, and I really like the markings and stuff like that in there. This one comes with the little cradle attachment on there, so the fish can just sit right in there. And of course, I fully intend on catching a largie that goes off the end of this board. In my dreams. Anyway, pretty sweet, but because it's so heavy, it's not going to float, obviously. I'm definitely going to have to tether this thing. So this is an upgrade from my old hog trough, this guy here, and this is the second one of those that I've had. The last one got pretty brittle after a few seasons, and I broke it, and so I had to order a new one from ACK. And also, when I'm fishing the National Bass League online tournaments, I have to go in there with a Sharpie and kind of darken the gradations on this one so that they show up in the photo. And I won't have to do that on these because they're actually machined into the aluminum. So happy to have that. My boss hooked me up with a sweet gift certificate for a local tackle store, and I went in there a couple of days ago and set myself up with fishing line for next season. And so I got a couple of spools of Power Pro, as you see here, and a spool of monofilament for my crankbait rod, and that ate up that 50 bucks, and I still owed about 5 or 6 more, but that's cool. It's a great way to buy line with a gift certificate. So I'm good to go for probably a couple of seasons on braid, because I'll just swap that around on my reels after the next season and use it again. So thanks, boss. All right, my lovely wife bought me this Flambeau Tough Crate to put in the back of my kayak, and it was pretty easy to put together. She got a really good deal on it off Amazon. I think she paid about 50 bucks for it, and I usually see it going for low 70s, but I'm excited to try this thing out, and I'll try to do a review on it after I've used it a little bit. But I'm going to this from just a regular standard milk crate, and this is a motorcycle cargo net that I used to use to keep everything in there, but you can kind of see it gets pretty messy in there, and when I need to try to find something specific, like the scale or pair of pliers or something like that, if I haven't already gotten them out ahead of time, they're pretty difficult to find, and usually all that stuff migrates down to the bottom. The thing that I am excited about on this one is that it comes in 2 sections, this upper section and this lower section. And if you open up this upper section, you see I can put all that stuff that I'm likely to need to grab right in there, like pliers and scales and bug spray and sunscreen and a towel and all that kind of stuff. And then lots of room in the bottom for tackle boxes. I've got 5 of them in there right now, a little combination of Flambeaus and Planos. But you see, I could probably put 2 or 3 more in there, and I don't even know that I'm going to fish like that, because you can see I haven't got any soft plastics in there yet. But I've already got boxes in there for crankbaits, jigs, jerk baits, lipless, and topwater, and I could still use that one side to put lots of soft plastics in there if I wanted to do that. I'll let you know how all that ends up sorting itself out next spring when I start fishing with it. One thing that I am concerned about is that the bungee and clamp system in the Bonafide kayak was really conducive to those clips just kind of like hanging on that edge right there on this standard crate, and I don't really see a cool way to do that on this one. Obviously I can't clip it on top. I could, but I want to be able to open the lid. So I'm hoping that when I open that up, I can clip it right there and still be able to close that and clamp it down. And if not, I'm sure I could probably just stick it in the handle right here. So that's that. I'm excited about it. Definitely an upgrade from that guy. Oh, one more thing, rod holders. You can see I've got 5 of them on here. And what I usually have done is I've oriented it this way, where that's the front of the kayak, and I put my GoPro in that rod holder right there, and then 4 rods. And this thing only comes with 2, but I have ordered 4 more, and I'm going to put 2 more on this side and then at least 1 here on the front. You can't put them on the back because it would interfere with being able to open the thing, but I think I'm going to be able to make it work. But I will let you know somewhere down the road. Alright, so this is probably the highlight. I treated myself to a Shimano Curado DC. This is the right-hand retrieve 7.4:1 gear ratio model. And I've paired it with an Okuma Scott Martin Signature TCS all-purpose casting rod, and this one is, if I can get that to focus, it's a 7-foot medium heavy all-purpose rod. And this is my second Okuma TCS rod. I've also got a 7.3 heavy that I throw jigs and frogs on and things like that. And I got to be honest with you, I feel a little guilty about spending so much money on a reel, because in reality I know that it's going to cause me to boat exactly 0 more fish than I would have with my lures. But I did take this thing out this morning and casted it around for about 10 or 15 minutes just from the fishing dock there at St. Mary's Lake, and mainly because I wanted to hear that nice little sound, and I'll share that with you here coming up. See how this works. Well, she is smooth, man, I'll give it that. Alright, here we go. But man, I tell you what, it is a smooth reel. This is the first time I've ever owned or thrown a Shimano reel, and boy, you can really tell the difference in that gearing and everything. But I'm still a Lewis fan. Anyway, I just kind of, I don't know, couldn't resist and ended up buying this thing. And oh, by the way, if you're interested in these TCS Scott Martin rods from Okuma, Scott's no longer with Okuma, so these things are deeply discounted right now. And I picked this one up before Christmas for around $90, you know, marked down from like the $130, $140 range. But they're on sale now at Tackle Warehouse, I think, for about $79. And pretty good deal if you want to pick one up. And both of these things came from Tackle Warehouse, and because I spent so much money, I qualified for a cheap rod glove there, so I got that too. Alright, so that is my Christmas haul for 2019. I hope you guys fared well also. Let me know down in the comments what your best Christmas presents were that are related to fishing. And thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. It's easy to do. Just hit that button down in the corner. Maybe it's in the other corner, I don't know. There's also one down below the video here. And turn on that notification bell so you know when I drop a new video. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.